Today on What's Cooking with Mike and Will, we're going to make warm cherry tomato salad.
So the ingredients for this recipe are 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of minced fresh garlic, 2 pints of cherry tomatoes, 6 green onions, bias sliced, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a cup of chopped fresh parsley. This recipe calls for 6 bias sliced green onions. Now, bias slicing is a fairly easy slicing technique. However, remember, when using knives, make sure there's an adult around and you're using proper knife safety technique. When cutting green onions, first you need to cut the roots off. Make sure that all the root is gone, otherwise you're going to have some nasty tasting food. When bias slicing, make sure you're cutting at an angle.
So our first step is going to be to take the 2 tablespoons of olive oil and add them to the pan. Now we're going to turn the stove on to medium-high heat. Remember to always ask your parents about how to use the stove properly. So now we're going to add the garlic and cook it for 2 minutes. It's important when cooking garlic not to let it burn. So when you are cooking garlic, you need to make sure that it's not getting too brown and constantly stir it. It's also when you're scraping the bottom of the pan not to pick up any of the black bits that could already be burnt garlic.
The next step, after you've cooked the garlic for 2 minutes, is to add the 2 pints of cherry tomatoes and your 6 green onions. First, we're going to add the cherry tomatoes. And stir those in. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 6 green onions that we've sliced. And we're going to stir that in as well. So you're going to let this cook until the skins of the cherry tomatoes burst.
Now we're going to add the red wine vinegar, the pepper, and the salt. Now we're going to stir the tomatoes. Now that the tomatoes are cooked and that we've added the vinegar, the salt, and the pepper, we're going to add the parsley. Now you have to make sure that the stove is off so that the parsley doesn't get cooked because it's to add a fresh flavor to it.
So this dish we are now serving can be served hot, warm, or even cold. It's a very versatile dish. It can go with chicken or even pork. It's very good for any meal, and it'll impress your friends. That's our recipe for today from What's Cooking with Mike and Will.
The pepper. We have added garlic. 1 cup of carrots.